So me and Jax just took a little walk down the street to the river behind my house, and we're playing some fetch. But I just want to jump into the 5 mistakes that people make that shorten the life of their dog. So number 1 on the list, and I think this is probably the most important thing, and it's probably something everybody already knows, but you see so many dogs out there that are overweight that I thought I'd put it on here, and it's do not overfeed your dog. If you notice that your dog has put on a couple extra pounds, you are in 100% control of what that dog eats. So all you have to do is dial it back a little bit. I think people, they feel bad for their dog, so they give them table scraps or give them that extra scoop of dog food. And really, you're doing your dog a big disservice by doing that. It doesn't show that you love your dog any more than anybody else. In fact, it's probably the opposite. So in an effort to keep stress off your dog's joints and keep them happy and running around, jumping, keep any extra weight off your dog that you can. As they age, they'll put on a little bit, but just monitor what they eat. You know, don't let them be your garbage disposal, cleaning off your plate, you know, eating your extra Chinese food or whatever, because really it's going to hurt your dog big time in the long run. Genetics really doesn't play a huge role. Some dogs are leaner than others. You know, I think, maybe a Doberman is leaner than a Rottweiler, right? And I will say that actually I think the Rottweilers are probably, a lean, muscled Rottweiler is probably the best looking dog there is. In fact, leave a like down below if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off and you know what scene I'm talking about. Number 2 on the list is regular exercise. And this is another obvious one, but it's something that I think a lot of dog owners neglect and they don't take into consideration when they're getting a new dog, especially the type of dog that really needs a lot of exercise. So dogs, they have cardiovascular systems just like humans do, and a main contributor to early death for humans is poor cardiovascular health, and that would be contributed a lot to lack of exercise. So make sure you get out there with your dogs as often as possible. For instance, I waited till I had a big backyard to let the dogs run around. I made sure I lived close to places where I could let them run free, and so that they could get all the exercise they need. So make sure you're being diligent with that and taking your dogs out as much as possible to keep them as healthy as you can. Number 3 on the list is teaching your dog to come back to you when you call it. Teaching your dog recall is really important for their safety, especially if you live near any busy streets or anything like that. You never know when your dog will see something in the road that it wants, or when it's going to go after something. So make sure you train your dog. Like, for instance, when I'm out with my dog, like I am here, I'll yell for him to come back to me, and he'll come back every time. So I actually had a friend about a year ago. His dog got hit by a car because it got away and didn't come back to him when he called. So be careful with things like that. Make sure your dog is disciplined, that it's not just, something to make your life easier or to show off in front of your friends. Like, there's value to having a dog that respects you and will listen to you and will stop when you tell it to stop. Number 4 on the list is do not leave things out that could hurt your dog. So this one's especially important to those that have puppies in the house. Puppies get into everything, and there's a lot of things that they'll try to eat that can harm or kill them. There's a lot of puppies that end up dying from swallowing socks and other objects that get trapped inside, and if they're caught too late, they can die from it. And knowing kind of how to protect your dogs from these things and what to do if they have these sort of issues. I remember when Jax was a puppy, he swallowed, I think it was like half of a sock that he had chewed up, And I had learned in my puppy class that if you pour some hydrogen peroxide down their throat, they'll throw up almost immediately. And I did that to him, and sure enough, he threw up the half of the sock, and we didn't end up having to go to the vet that day. So, you know, it was my bad leaving socks out, or other objects that my dogs tried to eat. Prepping your house to be a safe environment will go a long way, and it could prevent, at the very least, an expensive vet bill. Number 5 on the list is giving your dog a sense of purpose. I think a big mistake people make is they, forget, especially if they have a working breed, that certain traits have been bred into these dogs to help them serve their master, right? Whether you have like a retriever, a bird dog, or a protection dog, or a shepherd, it's important to realize that most of these dogs came into existence for a purpose, and they have that built inside of them. And anytime that they can please their owner by performing these attributes, it makes them happy, and it gives them literally a reason to live. You'll see in humans that, once somebody doesn't feel like they have a purpose or anything, or a lot of times once people retire, or they're not, they don't have the same obligations that they had before, their life expectancy goes down. And it's similar with dogs. Mental stimulation is very important, especially dogs like these that love to learn. Keeping their brain health going is going to give them a happier existence and will prolong their life. If you're thinking about getting a new dog, just do your research. Some breeds are healthier than others. A lot of the show breeds have been kind of overbred and can develop health issues as they age. Don't shy away from mixed breeds. A lot of times those are the most healthy breeds out there. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in Dutch Shepherds or Malinois or different protection breeds. Jax, he is 3/4 Dutch, 1/4 Malinois, and when he came available, I was actually more interested in him just since he kind of has the mix bloodlines. So I ended up getting his sister as well. I have other videos that show her in there as well. So if you're interested in this sort of video, consider subscribing. If you got something out of this, leave a like below, and thanks for watching the video.
What are you doing? Up here. Up here. No, come here. Jaxie. Up here. Good boy. Come here. Yeah? Huh? Jaxie. Up here. Good boy.